Henry Wilson thought that the detector was damaged and immediately decided to retrieve the drill bit. After inspection, it was found that the data was normal, and the drill bit had collected samples of the mantle. The flowing magma burned out the storage liner of the drill bit, so Henry Wilson had to choose to dismantle it by force. They used a cutting machine to separate the liner from the solidified magma, and then started cutting the magma. During this process, the cutting machine was broken by a hard object. There was a section of white bone wrapped in the magma, and it was this bone that broke the cutting machine. We tried every means, but we couldn't separate even a single molecule from that bone. Jack Thompson's hand was trembling. The mere existence of that thing has completely overturned existing biology and physics. Just one bone. No, more than one. During the subsequent collection process, we gradually completed the skeleton. Then we increased the mining intensity. You know, mining work at nearly 1,000 degrees underground is no less difficult than establishing a colony on Mars, but we did succeed and officially entered the mantle. And then, Jack Thompson's mood became extremely low. According to the statements of the staff, the restored biological skeleton was indescribably strange. I've seen the photos, but it's hard for me to describe its appearance to you. It's like ... like a monkey with wings ... A snake with bone spurs all over ... an octopus with 3 heads. It was like a masterpiece left by God, the source of all chaos and distortion. Aidan Carter thought for a moment and asked, "Is this the intelligent life we're looking for?" No, it isn't. They are still within the range of human observation. What we're looking for might be gods. Gods. After completing the 3rd phase prediction and the construction of drones, we manufactured a mantle submarine named the Deep Diver. You can think of it as a manned drill bit with nuclear power. Henry Wilson personally piloted it and went deep into the mantle layer. When he came back, he said he saw gods. Aidan Carter leaned forward. What gods? God. How did you confirm it was God? Aidan Carter asked in confusion. Nobody has ever seen what a god looks like. How could Henry Wilson confirm that what he saw was the god or something? I don't know. Later, 8 people took turns piloting the Deep Diver into the mantle, and they all claimed to have seen gods. There were well-known gods like Buddha, Jesus, Odin, etc., as well as some modern fabricated evil gods like Cthulhu, Azathoth, etc. 3 days later, the base on the lowest level lost contact. Strong electromagnetic interference made all the detection machines malfunction. I wasn't on the lowest level at that time, so I could only remotely control. But all that came from the radio was mumble and shrill screams. Jack Thompson stopped his narration. As you can see, we've confirmed that there is something unknown and incomprehensible inside the Earth's core, and then some unknown factors led to the destruction of the research base on the lowest level. Are they all dead? I don't know. Aidan Carter decided to go to the lowest level to see what had happened inside. Jack Thompson vehemently opposed. This building had a horizontal building every kilometer, and each building had a highest person in charge. Jack Thompson was the person in charge of the building on the lowest level. If he didn't cooperate, no one would have the authority to enter the lowest level. He asked Aidan Carter to immediately blockade the 2nd lowest level and isolate all the people who escaped from the lowest level. You still don't know anything. Jack Thompson leaned on the one-way glass, his expression ferocious. You can still escape. Once you go in, it'll be an abyss of no return. Even to the ends of the earth, they can catch up with you. Aidan Carter frowned and asked, "Are you hiding something from me?" "I can't say. And you can't know either. This is meme contagion. Once you hear it, or even just know about it, you'll be affected by it. Do you understand?" Aidan Carter was silent for a while and then resolutely said, "If there really are gods living in the dark underground, then they are not something with supreme power and glory. If it's part of the world's laws, then science will tame it." Jack Thompson was silent. Aidan Carter reported the situation to the upper level. The upper level approved his request, revoked Jack Thompson's authority, and temporarily granted Aidan Carter the ID card with the highest authority. A team of 10 Special Forces soldiers was temporarily mobilized. They escorted Jack Thompson and accompanied Aidan Carter into the elevator. Aidan Carter inserted the ID card, entered the password, and a 30-second countdown began. The elevator had dozens of seats. Everyone sat down and fastened their seatbelts. After the countdown ended, a strong sense of weightlessness hit, making people dizzy. "We're falling into hell." Jack Thompson said so. The person in charge has the right to blockade a certain area in an emergency. All the staff members had signed a confidentiality agreement before coming down, and if they died, they would be awarded the Medal of Martyrs by the country. Therefore, if something irresistible really happened on the lowest level, it was feared that all the station personnel there had already sacrificed. Because Jack Thompson had blocked the lowest level immediately, he hadn't even reserved any time for evacuation. About 200 people were locked inside, and only a few managed to escape. 15 minutes later, they arrived at the lowest level and changed into protective suits in the isolation room. The door slowly opened, and the emergency backup lights in the corridor were extremely dim. Their power was about to run out, and then this place would be plunged into darkness. "Did you turn off the life support system?" Aiden Carter asked. Jack Thompson shook his head. No, it was the lighting system that malfunctioned first. On the surveillance screen, we could only see the lights going out one by one. Wherever the darkness reached, all the communication devices would malfunction. What about the landline? Is it also unusable? You might not understand. Let me demonstrate. Jack Thompson picked up a tactical flashlight from a soldier, walked to a dark corner that the backup lights couldn't reach. It was a triangular corner. Jack Thompson leaned against the wall and turned off the flashlight. He disappeared into the darkness. We stood there waiting for a few minutes, but Jack Thompson didn't take any further action. So Aiden Carter called out in confusion, "Jack, didn't you say you were going to demonstrate?" Silence. No one answered. Aiden Carter turned on the flashlight and shone it on the corner. There was no one there. The wall was solid, made of special alloy without any cracks. The emergency lights illuminated to walls, leaving only a blind spot in the middle that wasn't reached by the light, just big enough for an adult to stand. As long as one took a step towards the corner, they would be illuminated by the emergency lights. In this situation, Jack Thompson had vanished into thin air. Fear, like a slippery snake, coiled around Aiden Carter's heart. He realized that Jack Thompson might have lied to him. He was one of the witnesses. He must have been present when the incident happened. He knew the seriousness of the situation and had escaped, which was why he chose to blockade this place immediately.